Hi, I'm Pauli. I'm one of the librarians at the Watertown Free Public Library, and I'm going to be showing you today how to make a waxed string bracelet. This is the first of three. And this one, for the materials, you'll need the waxed string, and you can use all the same color, you can use all different colors, it's up to you. You'll need something for closing up the knots. So a lighter is the best thing to use. You'll need scissors, and you'll need a measuring tape or a ruler. And I found it easier to use a clipboard to hold it down as I'm manipulating the bracelet. So you might want something like that as well, or tape or something. So to start, you will need 9 pieces of 6-inch string, which I've already cut. You'll need 2 strings that are about 8 inches long, and then another string for the closure that is probably another 8 inches or so. You'll get the feel for how big you want the closure and how much string you want to use. So to start, you can just put all the strings together, the 6-inch strings. And these, you can even make this a rainbow, whatever you'd like. And you can make it, you can use fewer strings. You could probably use more if you wanted to. It's up to you. And so I'm just trying to get them all about the same at the top. And I'm gonna clip them to my clipboard. Try to keep them from moving around too much. And if it's a little uneven, it's not a big deal because you can just trim them when you're done. Then you're going to take one of the 8-inch strings and just tie it around and just make a regular knot. And then at the other end, you'll do the same thing. I'm just going to try to get these a little. Okay, and from here, what you're going to do is trim the ends pretty close and being very careful of your fingers and of the area around you. You're going to use your lighter and just melt these together. It's a little hot, but if you pinch it together, I'm just trying to, so that they won't unravel, trying to get them melted a little bit. There may be a little bit of a darker color on the end. That's okay, because when it's on your wrist, it'll be underneath, so people won't really see that. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other end. After that, you're going to twist these pieces together to the end of it. Tie that tight. I might do a double knot right here before I start. There we go. Okay. So it's just a simple twisting. Get as close to the end as you can and leaving enough room to make another knot at the end here. again, I'm going to do a double knot just to make it a little stronger because it's already untwisting a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other end. Okay. And we're going to trim these ends as well and melt those together. And do the same thing on the other end. It gets a little tricky if they separate. And it takes a little bit of trial and error, but they usually come together pretty well. Okay, now to finish the piece, we're going to make a square knot closure that slides. So you don't need to know the exact size of the person's wrist that you're making this bracelet for because it can be adjusted. And so what I'm going to do is, again, stick this under the clipboard so it stays in place. And then I'm going to take the last piece of string and tie a regular knot again. Okay, so to tie a square knot, you're going to take the right, make a loop like this over the light blue, and you're going to take the left one and go over this tail and then underneath the light blue, both of them, and through the right loop, and then pull it together. That's the first one. And then you'll take it from the left side and do the same thing in reverse. Now I'm going to do it again from the right. Get the left side over and under. And over and through and pull. And you should probably do maybe 4 to 6 of these, so I'll do one more. So I'm starting from the left this time. So over, over, under, over and through, and pull it together. And when you're done with that, you can just tie these together in a regular knot. Pull it. And I'm going to do a double knot. And then again, we're going to just melt the ends together after I trim it. And you've got your first bracelet. So it slides open and it pulls closed to fit. Okay, we're going to do the second bracelet now, and this one is going to be braided with some beads on it, but it's basically the same as the first bracelet. So you'll start with 3 pieces of about 7-inch string, and I've done 3 different colors. Again, you can do all the same color. These beads that were in your kit have a larger hole so that all the string will actually fit through there. You can also do braids with, with 9 and just make it plain like this without doing the beads. You can change these as much as you want to. So I'm going to start by putting it under the clipboard, and you'll again need the 2 8-inch pieces for the ends and 1 piece that's about 8 inches or so for the sliding knot closure. So I'm going to just take the first one of these and do a regular knot and probably double knot it right here. Slide it up to the top there, and then I'll just do a regular braid. It's a little bit difficult when it's lying flat like this. And I'm going to braid it all the way just about to the end. And you can really do this with any friendship bracelet pattern that you may know or you can look up. We have some books with friendship bracelet patterns, both in print and on Hoopla, which is always available. So you can get the ebook there and learn different patterns. And you can just use this waxed thread instead of embroidery floss, which is what you may have used when you were younger. Just gonna put my wrist under that. Yeah, that looks like a good length. And I'm almost at the end. I'm going to trim this a little bit to hopefully make it easier to get the beads on. And I've got 4, but you could do as many as you want to. And you just slide it right on. And they'll move around a bit when you're wearing it. And I've got 4 beads that are all the same color. You can use different colors as well. Some are easier than others to get on. You just want to make sure that all 3 of the threads go through. There we go. And there's the last bead. There, okay. So now, just to make it a little easier, I'm gonna flip it over and put this end under the clipboard so it doesn't slip around when I'm trying to tie it. And it looks like it may have come unraveled a little bit, which isn't a big deal. I'm just gonna tie it as close to where the braid ends as I can. Just one knot. So this is what it looks like. I might slide this up a little bit. Tie it tighter. Okay. And now we're going to do the same melting that we did for the first one. Just going to trim that again. Pinch it. It's a little hot when you pinch it, so just be careful. Okay. Might do that a little bit more. And the same thing on the other end. And now I'm going to, just like on the first bracelet, twist the sides together almost all the way to the end. And then tie a knot here. Didn't leave quite enough, but it's okay. Again, I'm double knotting it just so it doesn't come apart. I might try it like that so it doesn't move around so much. Okay. This was a bit uneven. That's okay. Just tie it. The good news is that thread comes in a large amount, so if you mess up, if you mess up one like that, if it pops off, you can just try again. But I'm just going to see if I can slide it in for now. There we go. Okay. Tie that on again. There we go. All right. So now, again, we just need to get rid of these ends. Do the same here. And this gets finished the same way the first one did. So I'm gonna tuck it under here and we'll do the sliding knot closure. So you're gonna tie a knot up at the top. A little more room there. And Again, we'll start on the right-hand side, put it over both of the purple, take the left-hand side, go over, under both of the purple, over the gray, and through the loop, and pull it tight. Okay, that's the first one. And this is why you might want to make it pretty long, because it's a little uneven, but you can work with it. So we're going to do the left loop, the gray over, under both of the purple, over this loop, and through, and pull it tight. And for this one, we'll just do one more because I'm running out of the thread. So we'll start on the right side and put it over both purples. Take this left-hand side, go over the gray, under the purples, under the purples, hold on to that side, over and through, and pull it tight again. And again, it didn't go all the way through both of these, so I'm just going to tuck that through. And pull. Okay. And then I'm going to tie a double knot at the back here. And trim it. And melt it together. Try again. Go. And you've got another bracelet with the beads and the braids. Okay, we're on to our last bracelet. This one is a charm bracelet with a little tree of life charm. You could do it with any other charm that you might have that's got openings big enough for the thread to go through. And for this one, you're going to start with two pieces that are about, I think they might be 6 inches also. Let me just double check. Yeah, they're about 6 inches long for the main part, and then the 8-inch pieces for the sides, and a little bit longer one for the closure. And for this, what you're going to do is just fold one of the 6-inch pieces in half and try to get them pretty even, and you're going to thread it through the hole and just through the loop like that. And then do the same thing on the other side. This one's coming apart a little bit, so I'm going to pinch it together. Okay. And I've been coming up from the bottom so that you have the nicer looking side on the top when you pull it through. We've got the top of the loop there. Okay, just gonna tighten that. And you could probably twist them together if you wanted to. I'm not going to. I'm gonna leave it plain, and then I'm gonna clip it to my clipboard, take one of the side pieces, and tie my double knots. There's one. There's two. And I'm going to flip it over and try it on the other end. Straighten that out a bit. I'm going to make sure that's tight. And just do the same thing on this side. Tie the knots. Here's one. And there's two. And just like we did for the other bracelets, I'm going to twist the ends together. And tie a knot here. And I don't know if I have enough to tie the double knot. Try it. Yeah. Okay. And I didn't melt this yet. I think I'll just do them all at the end for this one since we've done them before. I'm going to twist this one. And then tie the knots. One. Okay, now we'll do the melting. So I trimmed it almost to the end, and then I'm going to get it pretty close to the flame. That. Do a little bit more. That one I may have trimmed a little too close. Let's see. And I'll just do the same on the other end. So now we've got the bracelet, and we just need to add the sliding knot closure. And the sliding knots took me a while to figure out. So you can always look up how to tie a sliding knot online, and there are lots of good tutorials there. So I'm going to tie a knot, just a regular old knot up at the top. I'm going to start on the right side, go over the yellow, make a loop, take the other orange piece from the left, go over the orange, under both of the yellows, over the right orange loop and through, like that. Do the loop over both yellow pieces, take the right piece of orange, over that tail, under both of the yellow pieces, over the orange loop and through, and then pull it together and just push it up as you're doing it. Okay, and we'll start on the right side again. And again, you're going to want to do at least 4 of these to keep it strong. And I am finding that the longer the piece of thread you use for the sliding knots, the better, the easier it is. And you just switch from right side to left side for the starting point. Okay, so we've got our 4. And I'm just going to tie these together. It's sort of not too tightly, but I'm also going to do a double knot. Like that. And trim these. And try to melt those together. More just to make sure that it stays. Sometimes that happens that they separate. And just try to pinch them together quickly while they're still warm. Okay. And there you've got your Tree of Life charm bracelet. So you've made 3 bracelets. You can wear them together, you can wear them separately, you can give them as gifts, and I hope you enjoy them. Thanks a lot.